Hey everyone, welcome. Let me adjust the camera real quick. Make sure everybody can see. Let me get set up on my iPad so I can see your comments as you come in. There we go. Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Nikki with Chalkin' with Nikki. Today I'm going to create a cute little Halloween treat bag. If you're just coming in, say hello and let me know you're here. And if you're catching the replay, just comment replay and let me know where you're from. So today I'm going to use this cute I'm only here for the candy Halloween transfer. Now all of our transfers, and this is a large one, all of our transfers come with instructions on the back that tell you how to peel, apply, remove, clean, dry, and store all your transfers so that you can keep them in great shape because they are reusable. They last 8 to 15 times just depending on how you care for them and the surface that you use them on. So you want to make sure that you're taking really good care of your transfers. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this out of the package. Now all of our transfers come on what we call backer sheets, and they all come, the large ones do, with these cut lines right here, and so you can take them down and make them smaller so that they're easier to use. So I am going to go ahead and cut these apart. And I had a hard time today deciding which design I wanted to do. I have 4 different bags, and I had several designs that I wanted to do, but I thought I would start with this one since I did the Halloween webs the other day, because I have a retired transfer that says trick or treat that's really cute, but it does have webs on it. So here, I'll show you guys this one right here. So I think I'll do that one for another video, and I'll probably just record that video and then speed it up so you guys can watch it. So I'm just going to get this cut apart, and as I'm doing that, I'll tell you guys a little bit about Couture. It's a new company that started in July of 2017. It's an amazing company. It has a wonderful design or home decor line, and it comes with silkscreen transfers that allow you to create beautiful designs, and you can put those on chalkboards or wood or fabric with our, if you use our ink. So they have a line of paste and a line of inks, and I'll go ahead and put these aside. That you can use for various projects, so it allows you to really get creative. And I'm just going to mark on the back of this sheet because it is matte, but it still has a little shine to it, and I want to make sure that I'm putting this transfer on the right side. So I'm going to mark the back of this. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put my ink mat in here. This is the longer ink mat that you can cut. The big 17 by 17 square that we offer does not fit in here, so I'm going to go ahead and just stick this smaller one that I've cut in here. And see if I can't get started on this design. I don't really want it the ink to bleed through this canvas bag. I do have the other piece that I could put in here as well, but I don't want them to stick together. So I'm just going to work this down to the bottom to make sure. I think it has a fold right there. I need to make sure that I go on top of that fold. There we go. All right. So that is an adhesive mat, and I'm just going to make sure that I smooth it out and secure the fabric to it, and that keeps your project still so that it doesn't move around a lot. So now I'm gonna peel this design off. This is a larger design, and it helps when you are trying to place them if you're not trying to wrestle with the entire design. So I'm gonna move this up here and kind of line it up and make sure that I have it straight going across that fold there. And then as I start to pull it off the backer, I'll smooth down as I go so that I'm working out any air bubbles that I have, because I don't want air bubbles in my silk screen area. And I'll show you what the silk screen area is in just a second. There we go. So the silk screen area is everywhere that is see-through. There's a silk screen area in that area so that when we apply our paste or our ink, we get a nice smooth finish and it doesn't clump, which is the problem I had with stencils before, is that either the paste didn't have the paint didn't have the right consistency in different spots because these were all clear areas, or they bled underneath. And with these being adhesive, that's one of the best things about them, is that the adhesive back goes all the way to these silk screen areas so that when you apply the paint, it doesn't bleed underneath, which makes it really nice and gives your project a really nice professional look. So that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably get started doing that in the black. And I'm just gonna open up my ink and I'm gonna give it a little stir. The ink is a little more forgiving than the paste. Our paste is water soluble and they can thicken on you. Now the paste or the ink has a really good consistency and it doesn't dry as you apply it, so you have a little bit of more time to work with it, but it is permanent, so you want to make sure that you stay within the lines of your design. If this was a smaller design, I would definitely use the washi tape just to give me a little extra room so that I'm not bleeding off onto the fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and load up my squeegee with some of the ink, and then I'll just apply the ink, and I go a little bit off of the silk screen area. I don't start directly on that. I go a little bit above it, and then I just drag straight down to apply my ink. And you can kind of see as you're doing this, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but as you're applying the ink, you could see where it kind of sinks down into the silk screen area so that you can see that it is going into your design. Because it is much thinner than the paste, you can see much better where you're working. I love working with this product. I found this product I found it actually in January. I travel with my husband, and I was looking for a product that I could reuse surfaces on because I didn't want to keep buying surfaces because we don't have that much room to decorate with. So I wanted to be able to have the cute little signs that everyone was decorating with, but I didn't want to have to keep buying and storing them. So I went on the search and I found this company, Couture, and I watched my upline Jennifer's video and I fell in love with the product. I ordered it, and I think I even signed up to be a distributor before I even got my kit in. I loved the idea and the concept of it that much. And then I got my kit in and I posted that I was going to start doing this as a business because I loved it so much, and I had a couple of friends that saw it and fell in love with it and joined me, and it has been an amazing experience ever since. So you can do what I did and try it out and decide to start your own business, and they offer several different ways that you can work your business. You can host parties, online parties. You can host workshops, or you can host just what we like to call sip and chalk parties for your friends, or anybody that sees it for that matter. And or you can decide to open an Etsy shop and sell your finished pieces. There's lots of people that do that, and they do that on eBay and they do that on Etsy. So it's just really up to you. But you can also decide to build a team. And if you want more information on that, just put info down below and I'll message you some more information on that. Once you try this, you'll be hooked. Now I'm gonna lift this transfer, and I'm gonna lift it either top to bottom or side to side. You never want to pull corner to corner, because these are fabric. It can stretch the transfer and you don't want that. So I'm going to lift slowly, and as I lift, I'm going to make sure that I've got a pretty good contact where the ink is, and if I don't, I'll lay that back down, and I see a little spot up there on the M. So I'm going to go back over that and secure that transfer back down and just apply a little bit more ink before I lift it all the way up. So now I'll start again. And remember, I'm trying to keep my fingers clean because this is permanent ink, so you don't want to get it on your fabric because it's really difficult to clean up. And I missed a spot on the I and the E, so I'm just going to put that back down, go back over those spots real quick, and then go back over it and continue to lift. And that's why I'm lifting slow, so that I can correct any mistakes I see. Now as I get to the bottom, I want to make sure that I'm being really careful not to flip that over onto the design or onto the fabric. So I'm just going to lift that straight up. And then I'll put this transfer upside down in some water so that that ink does not dry in my silk screen area, because I want to be able to clean that off and use that again. I'm gonna check my hands, make sure that I don't have any ink on there. And then I'm gonna use my blow dryer, and I'm gonna blow dry this right before I add a piece of candy corn in the center. So excuse the noise, it's gonna get a little loud. Now the blow dryer will not dry it all the way, but I wanted just to make sure that it's not so wet that I can't work around it without moving that ink and smearing it all over the project. So now I'm going to work on the candy cane. And remember, if you guys have any questions, just post them below. I'll be happy to answer those for you guys. So it comes with the base of the candy cane. It comes with the different colors that you apply to the candy cane, and then it comes with the outline. So I'm gonna start, and I've got to look and see which ones will fit, because I don't think the two, sorry you guys, I don't think the two will actually fit in there. Now I can kind of do this one and do it catty corner, which I think is what I'll probably do, or this one over here, it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I don't want to pull, I don't want to cut that, so I'm just gonna kind of lift it up, because if I cut it, it doesn't leave me a whole lot of room, but I can work with it if I just, and And I'm glad I caught that. I just stuck this in the black ink because I didn't cover it up. So I'm gonna set that aside for a second and clean that up. And go back and close up my black ink, which I should have done from the very beginning. For you guys at home, remember that. Avoid a mistake by closing up your inks. I'm terrible about that. Let me grab a Clorox wipe real quick so I can wipe off the back of this. There we go. So I do not get that on my project. All right, now I'm not fuzzing. Normally I would. If I was working with paste, I would normally fuzz the back of my transfers before I applied them to a project because they are so sticky. But since this is fabric, I don't have to do that. So I'm just kind of laying this down. And then I'm gonna work with just that section right there. I'm gonna peel it off because I am gonna have to wash that after. And I'm just gonna take these little plastic pieces I have and apply that so it doesn't stick to my counter. All right, so now I think I'll do, I hope I'm doing this right. I have not done this transfer before, but I think you do the white first. Because then you put the yellow and then you go back with the orange. So I think you do. And I want to make sure that I kind of get right in the center of for and the to put this little candy corn in here, which I think will be fine. So I'm gonna run my finger over this and again, make sure that all this adhesive parts around this part, or the part of this candy corn is stuck down really well to the fabric. There's a lot of paste on the, or ink on this top, so I'm just gonna use the ink that's on there. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, so I'm going to put the white down. And then put the rest back in my jar so that I can use it later. I'm gonna put, I'll just toss that squeegee in some water so that I can clean it up. And then clean up the edges of my jar so I can close this up and get a really good contact because I don't want that to dry out. All right, so now I'm just gonna peel this up. Alrighty. Just placing this upside down in some water again. Getting most of the ink off so that it doesn't dry on that silk screen area. Let me dry my hands off real quick. And I'm gonna blow dry again, that white part right there. That white covers on that canvas really well. Okay, so I'm gonna do the bottom. And you know, this is the funny thing. I don't eat candy corn, so I have a hard time remembering what color goes first. I think it's yellow. So we're gonna try that. Although it is my son's favorite. I should ask him, he should know. So because this is the clear part of the design, pressure sensitive, so I'm not going to push down the rest of the transfer on there. I'm just going to push down right around where I'm gonna apply the yellow. So I'm gonna get my yellow ink and put that down there real quick. So if you guys are liking this video, make sure that you give me some hearts or some thumbs up, and make sure that you share it. I really do appreciate that. And because Chalk Couture is so new, it helps get the word out there. And I love it when you guys comment. So if you have any questions, make sure that you are just posting those in the comments for me. I love hearing where you guys are watching from, and I love answering your questions and interacting with you guys. So it'd be great if you would comment below and let me know what you think of the design. So I'm just gonna pull this up. I was off a little, but that's okay. I can kind of cover that up. I can go back, lay that down real quick, press that down, and then cover that with some yellow real quick. Comes from being so short, I can't see up over the counter enough. I should have a step stool. All right, let me grab another little squeegee. And now these little squeegees I'm using are old squeegees, and I've just cut them apart into some smaller pieces. And they work great. The new ones are even better. They are tapered to fit in the jar perfectly. And we do offer a line of accessories that you should really check out. They're amazing. They have placement tape for using the fonts, and the fonts come with little lines on them that as you line them up, they form a circle so that you get a perfect positioning for your words, for your signs that you're making. If you're in the sign making business, it makes it really easy. There we go, that's better. So I'm gonna stick this in some water. And I'm gonna dry that, and then I'm going to add the orange and then do the outline. Okay, now I'm gonna add, that is still tacky, but I'm gonna add the orange next. So I'm gonna grab the next piece. I'm gonna mark on the back of this backer, which I should have done already, but I don't. I don't want to put them on the wrong ones. There we go. Now I'll mark on this one. And again, if you guys have any questions, just make sure you're posting them. And if you're watching, say hello so I know you're there. All right. Now I'm gonna put the orange on. To this candy corn here. I may have done this backwards, but I don't think it really matters. But it might. If you're a candy corn enthusiast, it might. But I'm gonna go on this side and see if I can line this up a little better. And because this is see-through again, you can, yeah, I think this was supposed to be the bottom, but that's okay. It lines up there too. So I'm going to stick the plastic down there, and then I'm gonna do the orange. I'm gonna have to clean off my hands. I have ink everywhere. So let me clean up my hands real quick, because I don't want to get that everywhere on my project. And I'm just, again, using a Clorox wipe to get this ink off. And it works really well, comes right off. My goodness, I have it everywhere. Okay. Now I'm just gonna add the orange to this. And then I'm going to squeegee off the excess and put it back in the jar so I can use it for later. There we go. Now I'm going to lift this up. Again, I'm going to pull from top to bottom, not side to side. Perfect. Maybe I did have it right. Guess it doesn't matter. It turned out right, so that's all that matters. All right, so now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put the outline on the candy corn in black. But first I'm gonna go and try and dry this a little bit first. Now our inks are permanent once they're heat set. So I will go back over this design with my iron at the highest temperature and iron this so that it's permanent. And our inks come in over 20 different colors, and they're safe on fabrics and oven safe ceramics. You can heat them in the oven and they'll be permanent. I've made some coffee mugs. This is one of my coffee mugs right here. And I made this, you can go back and look at my video. It was made several months ago and it still looks brand new. So they do a great job on ceramics. I think I posted a photo of my mom. She made some for Christmas gifts, for work. And if you're watching, I just told you what you're getting for Christmas. Shh, don't tell her. She doesn't go on Facebook. Just act surprised. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so now I'm going to do the outline of the candy corn. That is still really wet though, so hopefully it will turn out all right. Hi, Tammy. All right, So I'm just marking that, and this is going to be the last part of the candy corn. I'm gonna have to give this away because I don't have any littles. So I'm just going to peel this up and then lay it down on top of this candy corn. And I'm gonna try and line it up. So that it puts the outline exactly where I want it. I'll just set those on top of that piece of plastic. And then I will kind of start up here, and I think that looks just about right. So I'm gonna lay that down, and I'm not gonna press too hard because our transfers, like I said, are pressure sensitive. So I'm only gonna go around the area that I'm working with because I have not heat set the rest of this ink yet. And I want to make sure that I don't get it on my fingers. Okay, so now I'm going to put the black outline on for the candy corn. Happy Labor Day, Tammy. And if y'all haven't met Tammy yet, she is part of our team, and she has her own business, and I believe it's called Tammy's Farmhouse Creations. Is that right, Tammy? She's got some really cute stuff and some adorable goats, so if y'all want to check that out, it is adorable. Her goats are her girls, and they are precious. She posts little videos of them and some pictures, so make sure you're checking her out and show Tammy some love. I would appreciate it. All right, so I'm just putting this outline on here, and then I'm gonna again take off the excess. All right, I'm gonna lift this slowly, and now that is supposed to be like that. The outline, it does not go all the way around. It's just kind of supposed to accent the candy corn and give it a little distressed look. It's not supposed to be perfect. That is part of it, so make sure that you realize that whenever you're working with your design, sometimes that the borders don't go all the way around, and that is one of the things that gives our pieces such a unique look. They do have little accent pieces that go with it, so it makes them really cute. Okay, so I am going to set this aside. I'm running out of space in the sink. There were a lot of pieces to this transfer. Okay, so now that I have all of the design on, I'm going to dry that a little bit with my blow dryer, and then I'm going to heat set it. And so what I have, thanks Tammy, what I have is my iron heating on the highest setting. So I'm going to iron this for 4 minutes front and back, and that will set the ink and make it where it's washable and it's permanent, and you can use it without fear of your design coming off. So let me dry this real quick. Dry enough now that I can lay the parchment paper on top of this, but first I'm going to take out my adhesive mat because those are not safe for heat. You want to remove those before you iron. So I'm going to grab my piece of parchment paper, and I'll just lay this on top of my design, and then I'm going to run my iron across it and heat set it. So again, if you guys like my videos, make sure you're sharing with your friends. There's a share button at the bottom left-hand corner mobile. Yay, Suzanne. Hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're chalking. I love to hear that. It's addictive. I can't stop. I keep coming up with new things to do. I don't even have anyone that trick-or-treats, and I'm still using this. All right, so again, I'm just running this over it, and all this is doing is setting this ink so that this bag becomes permanent. There's some cute little blue-eyed children around this place. I think I can make a set of trick-or-treat bags for, and they'll love them. So, like I said, I have 4 bags. I've got 3 designs in my head, so I will probably post pictures or maybe even a video of the bags that I'm making. I have that cute little retired transfer that I showed you guys earlier, and I showed some pumpkins, or I have some pumpkins that I want to use. So I love Halloween. I absolutely love seeing all the kids running around in their costumes, so excited for candy. It's one of the best times of year. I love fall through Christmas. I love being able to decorate. And especially this time of year is just amazing for home decor business. So like I said, if you guys are interested in what we talked about earlier, please make sure that you put info in the comments. I'd love to share that opportunity with you guys. And if you know anyone that's interested, please make sure that you tag them in this video and share it with them. I would greatly appreciate it. So now I'm going to do the inside of the iron here. It is a rainy day here for us for Labor Day in Jacksonville, Florida. I know lots of you guys are probably getting to enjoy it. I'm jealous. All right, perfect. So now I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm going to slide the parchment inside. Lee Bowden, hey girl, I haven't talked to you in forever. So I'm just going to iron the back side of this real quick so it's permanent. And if you guys haven't already, I do have a website and a blog. It's called bythelakewithnikki.com. You can shop online for all of your supplies to make your own decor. You can find out more information about joining Couture, and you can read my blog post. I just started blogging and sharing my craft ideas on my blog, so make sure you guys check that out. Here we go. Thanks, Lee. Those of y'all that don't know, Lee used to be my partner in a craft business from years ago, and now she makes the cutest outfits for puppies. You guys should check that out. It's amazing. All right, and that's it, you guys. That's the finished design, and I will finish ironing this so that because again, you're supposed to iron this for 4 minutes front and back so that it's permanent, so that you can watch this and this design doesn't come off. But I know you guys don't want to watch me ironing for 4 minutes, so I will go ahead and tell you guys I enjoyed being here with you guys today. Thanks so much for tuning in while I inked this cute little Halloween tote bag, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Make sure that you check out my website, like I said, bythelakewithnikki.com, and I will check again with you guys in a few days. I'll have another video, and like I said, I'll post the other of the tote bags that I have the designs in my head. Hopefully I'll get them down. All right, you guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching.